Economics, Standard 12, Unit 11, Economics of Development and Planning continued. We learned what is planning, the meaning of planning, importance of planning, and the different types of planning in the previous class. Let us learn today case against planning. The failure of market mechanism invited state intervention in economic activities through planning. The prime goals of economic planning are, that is, stabilization in developed countries and growth in less developed countries. But the economic planning also is not free from limitations. It may retard private initiatives, hamper freedom of choice, and stop the automatic adjustment of price mechanism. It may stop the automatic adjustment of price mechanism. The arguments against plannings are many. The important points regarding the arguments against planning are loss of freedom, elimination of initiatives, high cost of management, and difficulty in advanced calculations. The absence of freedom in decision making may act as an obstacle for economic growth. Individual freedom, private sector's freedom is absent. Regulations and restrictions are the backbone of a planned economy. Under planning, the crucial decisions are made by the central planning authority. The economic freedom comprises of freedom of consumption, freedom of choice of occupations, freedom to produce, and the freedom to fix the prices for the products are missing in a centralized planning. The consumers, producers, and the workers enjoy no freedom of choice. Therefore, Hicks explains in his book, Road to Serfdom, that centralized planning leads to loss of personal freedom and ends in economic stagnation. The decisions by the government are not always rational. At the same time, freedom to private producers will be misused. Profit will be given top priority. Social welfare will be neglected. Secondly, elimination of initiative. Under centralized planning, there will be no incentive for initiatives and innovations. Planning follows routine procedure and may cause stagnation in growth. The absence of initiatives may affect progress in many ways. Attractive profit is the incentive for searching new ideas, new lines, and new methods. These are missing in a planned economy. Secondly, as all enjoy equal reward under planned economy, irrespective of their effort, efficiency, and productivity, nobody is interested in undertaking new and risky ventures. So all are equal and everything, incentives are paid for all the same. So automatically, no one is willing to undergo new and risky ventures. The bureaucracy and the red tapeism, which are the features of planned economy, cripple the initiative as they cause procedural delay. They cause procedural delay and time loss. The ease of doing business is disrupted. It is because of this. Even socialist countries like Russia and China offer incentives to private enterprises. So incentives are very much needed for the economic growth, for the development of an economy. Thirdly, high cost of managements. No doubt, the fruits of planning such as industrialization, social justice, and regional balance are good. But the cost of management of the economic affairs outweighs the benefits of planning. As Levin remarks, the better we try to plan, as Levin remarks, the better we try to plan, the more planners we need. So when we try to plan the better, we need more planners too. Inadequate data, faulty estimations, and improper implementations of plans result in wastage of resources and cause either surplus or shortages. So inadequate data, faulty estimations, and improper implementations of plans results in wastage of resources and cause either surplus or shortages. The fourth important point is difficulty in advanced calculations. Price mechanism provides for the automatic adjustment among price, demand, and supply in a laissez-faire economy. Price mechanism plays an important role in a laissez-faire economy. And the producers and consumers adjust their supply. Producers adjust their supply. Consumers adjust their demand based on price changes. That we all know it. So based on price changes, supply and demand are adjusted both by producers and consumers. There is the absence of price mechanism in a planned economy. Advanced calculations in a precise manner are impossible to make decisions regarding the consumption and production. It is also very difficult to put the calculations into practice under planning. It is also very difficult to put the calculations into practice under planning. Excess supply and excess demand can also happen in the market-oriented economy. There can be excess supply or excess demand. In fact, it has happened in many capitalistic economics, including USA. The arguments against planning are mostly concerned with centralized and totalitarian planning. It is concerned with centralized and totalitarian planning because in a totalitarian planning, that is, no private interference is there. Importance is not given for private sectors. Everything is owned by only public sectors. So the democratic planning by inducement, and decentralized planning, especially under mixed economies, give equal role for private sector and public sector, whereas totalitarian government does not give any role for private sector. So, planned economy appears to be more efficient operationally than a market economy. So the question is not one of plan or no plan, but one of the type of plan. So the type of plan is very important. The right mix of market mechanism and with intervention in right proportion. The intervention in right proportion will provide accelerated economic growth and accompanied by stability and social justice. Remember, the right mix of market mechanism and state intervention in right proportion. Both are needed. Right mix of market mechanism and state intervention in right proportions can accelerate, can speed up the economic growth accompanied by stability and social justice. So we have seen the four important points regarding case against planning: loss of freedom, elimination of initiatives, high cost of management, difficulty in advanced calculations. But let us remember, if the type of planning is good, mixed with what we call it as right, that is a market mechanism, and also the government intervention in right proportion, surely it will be good and planning can be easily carried out for the betterment and for the stable economic growth of a country. Thank you for listening.